Crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right.
What is going on, believers? Guys, my name is Believes. This is Breakfast with Believes, and we are looking at the cryptocurrency market and checking it out right now, and it is getting really tough to get a read on it at this point. I think we fell asleep last night. Ethereum was trading at around 1130. We woke up after the Asian markets had their round, after the Middle Eastern markets had their round, after the European market had its round. We're trading at 1130 again because it seems like there's no real pump left in the market. So maybe, just maybe, it's left to the United States of America to come through and drop that eagle on the world and make some shit happen in these markets. So let's take a quick look at the chart for Ethereum. We're going to check that one out first, then we'll check Bitcoin out. Then we'll get kind of an idea and a consensus. We have a lot of Bitcoin news that happened overnight and a little information about Polygon, who's going to aid in the evolution. The mic is low again. Is it going up right now? Can you hear me better or worse right now? I just hit a volume control on it. What's up, Diggy? Can you hear me better or worse now? I don't know if I turn the gain. I think the gain is this way. Can you hear me better or worse now? I turned gain all the way up, so you might be hearing some background noise as well, but it looks like I just turned it all the way up. But anyway, so we went from trading at 1134 when I went to sleep to 1134. All right, well then listen, hey, have fun with my background noise. Maybe we'll throw some music on at some point. I got, by the way, one thing that I did get, just to let everybody know, because I rock, is I got my background soundtrack. So I got the Believes instrumental. So, like, I'll be able to pop that in at any given moment and just kind of ride that. My brother was the DJ for it. There we go. So that's going to be in the background. How about that? Now there's no words. You don't get distracted by it. So anyway, it looks like we just did sideways all night long. There was a pump up to about 1150, but generally it just kind of stayed in this channel, and you know, I don't see a lot of pump in it. Now, the U.S. market in pre-market, look, I don't even know what to tell you about. I don't know what to tell you about the futures market right now. It's your boy Believes. Is that better? So it was up 60 points. Then as we got closer and I woke up this morning, we were down 34 points. Now it's starting to level itself back off. I have no idea what's going on. S&P is dead even with yesterday. And the NASDAQ futures are almost dead even. Let's see, is that music still a little bit high? Let's see if we can turn it down. I thought I was going to put it on about 10 or 11. There you go. Should be just like barely in the background, if anything. I can't hear it, by the way, so just in case. I'm always thinking that Volt is about ready to go on a pump. It's a matter of an announcement and timing, and it will get that pump. But so the 3 o'clock came and went, and we got a nice little pump to start off. That was the, I guess what we'd call the Eastern block. got off to a nice start in the overnights, and then all of a sudden the euros took over, and we've just been kind of downward, but it's not even safe to say downward because we've really just kind of trended in a channel that's been very tight right now. And if we zoom in, you can kind of get an idea here. You know, we've traded just for the last couple of hours in between 11.20 and 11.50. That means, first of all, if you are doing any kind of day or swing trading, this is a bad sign for you on a channel basis, because that means that there's no money to be made. And if you kind of chart this out just a little bit and see where it's touching, then, you know, we may go down just a little bit more. But if we bounce on this upward trend, then, you know, that's going to be a good thing. All right, let's try that one more time. All right, how about now? Anyway, you can see here that it's just the trend that, now somebody said that this one was a much better setting, by the way. But it looks like we're headed, you know, this could break support, by the way. All right, there we go. I guess it's the gain function here that's just messing up. I don't know. I'm going to have to work on it and try to figure it out. I put a new setting on here and thought I was going to turn it up, but I don't know. And ended up turning it down. This goddamn microphone is killing me all of a sudden. Anyway, so it looks like we're springing off of these support lines, and hopefully it's to the upside, but you can't, like, that's a little movement right there. You can see a general trend moving upward, but, you know, is it just the same thing as it was last time, where it's just kind of a channel here? Let's go back to the higher charts here. And you can see here, like, really all we're doing is just channeling in this $1,000 range, where we were up here in this $1,800, $2,000 range. But we continued to move downward, and we caught like a little bit of support moving upwards at one point before it started going back down. Now, that being the case, that might be what's happening here again. So, and you know, it's not enough to say that we're breaking any kind of trend yet, but, you know, we'll see what happens over the next few hours. Hopefully the American market's going to be a lot more accommodating than the old Euro market, because it was not good in the overnights, just kind of sideways. But the American market yesterday, to its credit, after a little bit of sell-off in the beginning, started to have a nice little pump. And having a nice little pump is all you can ask for in these markets. And it went from, where are we at, 1085 all the way up to 1160, 1170, almost 1170. So it went up about 100 points. Dude, this is a new mic. This is the HyperX Quadcast. I don't know what it's doing, but it's just not doing it very well. I'll work on the settings today, though. Anyway, looking at Bitcoin, you're going to see pretty much the same thing. Bitcoin had a run from 19,304 all the way up to 20,722. Much bigger run, more robust than what we saw from Ethereum. And, you know, it's tough to read. I mean, these overnight markets, remember, we're looking at overseas markets right now, and you can see a little bit of a flag pattern starting to form here. And that's got to, like, if you're looking for money, then it's got to alarm you that we're in that formation right now, because that means that everything is tightening up right now, and that means we're going to break. We're not going to continue going in this direction. You might be able to rationalize pulling it down to some of these tops and stuff like that to try to stretch it out just a little bit, but like, we're in a formation right now in which we don't have much longer, and we could trend way to the downside. Yeah. So I got a feeling that something is about to happen, and it's going to happen on the American markets watch, because it's 9-10 o'clock. So, and we're in that channel right now, and the American markets are about to start popping, and we're going to see You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see what's going to happen here. If we can break this support level up here at 20,000, well, I say support level, but it's a resistance level. If we can break this resistance level here of 20,732, shit, I know what I did. When I reset my support and resistance, I forgot to change the colors because I had the red side. I've been reading this goddamn thing backwards for 4 or 5 days now because I forgot to change the colors back. Support and resistance, I had the top line trading red, and then I had the bottom line green. So that's the support line, and then that's the resistance line, and I had them backwards. That's why it hasn't been. Look, my chart hasn't made sense to me for like 3 days now, and that's the reason why. So, you know, hopefully now we're going to start seeing something. But let's get into the news right now. Dow futures are still sitting at down 11, it looks like, but NASDAQ and S&P are up. So it looks like maybe we'll have a nice little run today. It's possible. Now remember, we got the jobs report that comes out. The son of a bitch. I'm in hell today. The jobs report is coming out today. And it is not today, but the job report comes out on Friday, and it is expected that we're going to have a drawback from the 390,000 new jobs that were added in May, and they're going to say that the number in June is closer to 200,000. Now, if it's between 200 and 300,000, that's the sweet spot for the market. So that might end up being a good thing to punch us through the weekend and give us a little bit of a rush. And it looks like, by the way, that just right away we're breaking to the upside. There's 46 minutes left on this candle, but you can see here that we started to have a little bit of a run on Bitcoin and Ethereum at the same time. So, you know, maybe we're seeing some positivity coming out of the American market. We'll see. But here's a couple of different articles. Is Bitcoin responsible for its tumble in 2022? Now, remember, I said this last night, if you were watching, this lady, Lavina Darianani, she is all over the place. I think that they're like, Lavina, write something good. Now write something bad. Now write something indifferent. Now act coy and shy. Now be aggressive and mean. Rawr. Like, I don't know what is going on with this woman. Like, the consistency of her articles is absolutely missing. Except that she's reporting news, but she's given a lot of up and down sort of opinion. Quarter 2 2022 was perhaps the most dramatic quarter the crypto space has ever seen, and you can say that again. The market saw everything from well-established projects losing ground and collapsing to Bitcoin and altcoins tumbling to historic lows. Wrong. Since November last year, the market capitalization of all cryptos dropped from a peak of 3 trillion to under 1 trillion. Well, the crypto market has been volatile since inception, and such a dip was not something unusual. Recent Coinbase analysis highlighted that since 2010, the total crypto market experienced a quarterly decline of 20% or more 9 times. The dent this time was undeniably quite serious, from trading a high of 2.15 trillion on day 1 of quarter 2. Now, and this is a lot, by the way. This is a lot for the collapse of Terra Luna and UST. From trading at a high of 2.15 trillion on day 1 of quarter 22, the global crypto market cap was at a low of 816 billion on the last day. The state of affairs worsened in May when Terra Luna's token both sunk. So has the market been losing its efficiency owing to the said dip? Let's delve into a dive to the past to answer that question. And then it says here, from June 17 to June 22, the crypto market cap rose 860%. Now, if we just stop right there and say that from June 2017 to June of 2022, the crypto market cap rose 860%. That's the end of the article. That's the end right there. So when you're talking about this up and down sort of volatility, those are just opportunities to make plays and gain money and play a dip or play don't catch a green candle going up. But if the market cap is up 860% in 5 years, then it is outperforming every other indices that's out there. And you can just stop the argument right there. Coinbase asserted that the outlook about cryptos today is much brighter than it was during the initial days. In fact, despite being in a bear market, Bitcoin and its network of adoption numbers have only been notching up. The same was highlighted in one of our recent analyses. Alongside, it's crucial to note that since 2020, the correlation between the stock and crypto assets has recorded a macro incline. On the contrary, during the first decade of its existence, Bitcoin returns were on average uncorrelated with the stock market's performance. This suggests that the market expects crypto assets to become more and more intertwined with the rest of the financial system, and thus to be exposed to the same macroeconomic forces that move the world economy. Now that right there is part of this actually says something good. This says that the global economies now matter when you're factoring cryptocurrency. When it did not before, then really what it was a bunch of chads in a basement. By the way, we were the chads in the basement. It's a bunch of chads in the basement trying to make a go of digital money, and it was having a run, but it wasn't getting a level of mass adoption. Now we're in the space where there's mass adoption. We're seeing a lot of, we're going to cover Voyager in just a few minutes. We have institutions that are now invested in Bitcoin. We have institutions that are starting to move on Ethereum, and we've even got institutions that are looking at Shiba. And Shiba's got some big news, by the way. So all of those things would indicate that we're at a level of mass adoption that would just start to correlate us to the markets. Now, as the stock market declines, we are incredibly volatile by comparison. So as our markets are declining and as things are falling out, like a Terra Luna or UST, then it causes an even bigger collapse than what we've seen before. But guess what? We're also going to see that big moon happen very shortly. We don't have long to wait. We are going to see, because of this mass adoption, we're going to see a reversal. Remember, we're not looking at a reversal on the stock market yet. Stock market was trading at 36,000 just not that long ago. So if you go look at the Dow numbers, which we're going to get an update in about 10 minutes on this one, but if you look at the Dow numbers and you put a 6 month out there, then you can see here at one point 6 months ago, Dow was trading at 36,200, and on the year to date, at one point it was 36,799. Over the 1 year, we had a top of 36,799, and while we were mooning up here, this thing was having a run, but it was not mooning the same way that we are. Now, we're experiencing this dip right here just like other financial systems are, and at some point that thing's going to start to reverse. And you can see here, like it is entirely possible that right here at 29,888, that may have been our bottom for the stock market. It might be that we are now on our way back up, and it could be a slow road that takes another month or two to really start to show some sort of positivity that we can really appreciate. Like the 1 day, the 5 days we're still down on it. The 1 month we're still down on it. The 6 month we're still down. Like there's a lot of ground that has to be made up. So, we'll see how this thing goes. But remember, yesterday we started off at 30,903. We went down immediately 400 or 500 points, and by the close, we were up on the day. So this was an incredibly volatile day for stocks. So as we start to correlate, we're going to start seeing a lot more of that, and we'll have those kind of dynamic days. And hopefully, we might be having one of those dynamic days right now, because we're starting to mint a bigger green candle. This price seems to be moving on a pretty cool upward trend right now. So, let's hope that we can test. Look, we need to break through some resistance right here at 20,450. Then we have to break through the resistance here at 20,007. And if we can do that in the next couple of hours, get a few of these candles right here, and get the same sort of positivity that we got right here yesterday, that's a 1,400 point swing. So if we can do the same thing with, this is the first green one, 1,400 point swing would put us at 21,600. So if it does the same thing it did yesterday, just gets on a run, then we're going to start to see some well, we're going to see some profit taking, that's for damn sure. I'm going to be taking profit. All right, so let's move on from this one. Should Bitcoin blame itself for the collapse? Before jumping to, this is ridiculous, right? Before jumping to a conclusion, it's essential to differentiate how much of the current decline is due to worsening macroeconomic conditions and to what extent crypto is solely responsible for its downfall. Zooming out more revealed that the crypto market cap declined 57% year to date in 2022. At the same time, the S&P fell 19%. Per Coinbase analysis, if only macroeconomic conditions dragged Bitcoin's price down, the losses would have been capped at 38%. So, did Bitcoin do it? No, Bitcoin shouldn't blame itself. I don't understand this woman sometimes. See what I'm saying? Like, you're just kind of reaching for stupidity in order to. But you know what? We're gonna keep reading her articles, and we're gonna keep laughing. I assure you, she is not long for this media. But you know, the problem is Terra UST. That's the problem. If it were not for Terra UST, Bitcoin would be around 30,000 right now, maybe even around 28,000. We would not be mooning. We're still in a recessionary period. We're still pressing down. The bears still have the pressure. The institutional money has been sucked out, but the scared money is gone right now. That scared money got sucked out of the market. That being the case, you know, we're sitting where we're sitting because of the collapse of Terra Luna. So, you know, hopefully that will change. Hopefully we'll start to see some positivity as people look. As soon as risk becomes Trey chic again, I assure you we are on our way to the top one more time, because that's just the way the market moves. So have no fear. Uncertainty and doubt will not be here, or something like that. Who knows? Why Bitcoin might free fall due to the rise in crude oil prices. Vinod D'Souza, you know what I think of him? A little bit better than the previous one. Bitcoin. The overall crypto and the stock market are currently at the mercy of Russia, which controls the crude oil supply. Crude oil plays an essential role in the global financial sector and can make or break the world's economies. Just recently, JP Morgan published a report predicting the price of crude oil could reach stratospheric levels of $380 per barrel in 2023. Crude oil is currently hovering around $100 per barrel. $100 per barrel, guys. I want you to remember that. At $187 a barrel, gas was $4.20 a gallon, $4.30 a gallon in 2008, 2009, when we were having that crisis then from the housing bubble. Now, flash forward to today, the cost of a barrel is way down, still at $100, not $187 or even $157, where we were paying over $4 a gallon, and we're paying over $5 a gallon. These oil companies are raking it in. Analysts from JP Morgan claim that Russia might retaliate against sanctions imposed by the U.S. and European countries by cutting its crude oil output. If Russia retaliates against the sanctions, oil prices could shoot up and wreak havoc on the world's economy. Now, Russia's going to have to get out of the Ukraine first, but we'll see. Oil controls the modern world, and the markets react and dance around to its tune. A dramatic increase in oil prices can tend to be the collapse of economies, and high oil prices cut through the expected rate of planned economic growth and increase inflation of all goods and commodities. Therefore, skyrocketing oil prices dampen economic prospects and, in return, lower companies' yearly earnings. When top companies suffer losses from high oil prices, job losses, wage cuts, and a freeze in hiring kicks in. This development turns into inflation, where prices are high and wages don't catch up to the rising cost of living. If inflation is not brought under control, it paves the way for a recession and brings economies to a standstill. I can already tell you that we're in a recession. We're feeling good about the recession, though, so I don't know. This guy's just telling us really the obvious. He's giving us the obvious right now, in that if inflation goes up, then risk assessment and risk investment goes way down. So that's what we're learning from this. So be prepared for a little bit more tightening. We'll see what happens, but it's entirely possible. Now, here's a good article, Polygon, to aid the evolution of the smartphone with nothing. The digital evolution that the globe underwent is impeccable as new currencies or new technologies swiftly enter the market and existing ones need to find a way to adopt them. Cryptocurrencies seem to entail a vital role of the digitalization spree that the world is on. As Web3 takes the front stage, tech companies are trying to deliver to its users at their fingertips. Polygon decided to be at the forefront of this by rolling out a smartphone with its tech integrated. Prominent Ethereum scaling network Polygon has collaborated with Nothing to roll out the Nothing phone. It intends to be... this integration would take a while. In the meantime, the phone would entail an NFT membership club with Polygon NFTs to be allocated to those who aided in the crowdfunding of Nothing. So, and this guy's wrong, by the way. Web3 games will bring the next bull run to the crypto market. No, they won't. But Web3 games will have a nice place. Will have a nice place in the market, and they're certainly going to help. They're not going to harm. Polygon wasn't the only network to prepare for the big Web3 boom. Just last month, Solana gave the community a glimpse of its Android smartphone. The network revealed the Solana Mobile Stack software kit that aids in developing apps, games, and walls. Not too long ago, HTC rolled out a metaverse phone that consisted of Ethereum and Polygon support. So you can see here that obviously people are getting into this phone market. So I'm not sure who's going to win on this. My money is going to be on anything that's tied to Ethereum, just because Ethereum is still the elephant in the room. It's still the layer 1 solution. These layer 2s are nice and they're good because they reduce fees, but at the end of the day, they're all existing because Ethereum exists. So Ethereum is going to be the one that moves the needle. Now, Shiba Inu had a whole bunch of information. Satoshi Kasama gave a whole bunch of information. We don't know what's going on, Acehole, with the Tesla phone. That was supposed to be a thing, and it's been kept under wraps since then, to the point that some people are even speculating that it was dead because it just wasn't working. So, as a matter of fact, I think I just saw an article about it. Maybe this is it. Yeah. There's no release date yet. There you go. Because of Neuralink, because the Tesla watch is going to be based on Neuralink, there's a chance we'd likely see this closer to 2030. 800 to 1200 price range. And, we've seen no announcement of anything yet so far. To move a cursor, attempt to move your hand in the desired direction. So there's a lot going on with the Neuralink phone. So, we'll see. We'll see. It's obviously not ready yet. All right. So Shiba Inu has been a fan favorite for some time now. Many are already familiar with the trifecta of tokens, namely Shiba, Bone, and Leash. However, in the Wolf paper, there was a mention of a fourth token, Treat. At the time, it was said that more details and tokenomics would be available after the launch of Shiba Swap. After months of waiting, we finally have an update on the token. Satoshi Kasama has finally published his latest Medium paper. In the article, Kusama has addressed that Treat token, after last month's vote of allocating 20 million Bone for Shibarium validators, many questioned what would be available for rewards. As the name suggests, Treat is a reward token for holders. Not only that, but Treat also derives rewards in the SHIB Metaverse and Shiba Inu Collection card game. Additionally, Treat will also help provide balance to the SHI stablecoin. Now, for those of you that don't know, SHI is the new stablecoin for this whole ecosystem. Now, I was a little bit put off, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, the article that I read had a lot of, well, we're going to do this algorithmically, and that already turned me off, because that's the reason that Terra Luna and UST depegged. That using algorithmic methods is why USDD was depegged. So I don't really think that I agree with this. So I'm not on board yet. We'll see. The launch of Treat will be a big step to make Shiba Inu ecosystem more decentralized. But, you know, the whole thing is, how many more SHIB tokens are there going to be? Because now we have SHIB, we have Bone, we have Leash, now we have Treat, and we're going to have She. So there should be 5 tokens. Is that right? 5 tokens in this ecosystem. So that's a lot for one ecosystem. However, on the good side, if this ecosystem does well and it's treated good, then, you know, maybe just maybe we'll see something positive out of the Shibaverse. So, yep, there we go. Now, let's get that market update. 30,009, 31. So we are up right now 60 points on the day. All right, now we've got this. Voyager seeks bankruptcy. They filed Chapter 11. Crypto broker Voyager Digital filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection just weeks after getting a lifeline from billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research, citing market volatility and the collapse of a hedge fund it had lent money to. The firm and 2 affiliates, Voyager Digital and Voyager Digital Holdings, took the step in the Southern District of New York. A filing showed on Wednesday. Voyager will secure a credit line worth about $485 million from Alameda in mid-June, is among a growing list of casualties of a market collapse that's seen about $2 trillion wiped off the value of cryptocurrency. Its filing listed Alameda as the biggest single creditor with $75 million in unsecured loan. We strongly believe in the future of the industry, but the prolonged volatility in the crypto markets and the default of Three Arrows Capital require us to make this decisive action. Referring to the crypto hedge fund that defaulted on a $675 million loan from Voyager. Voyager listed assets and liabilities of between $1 and $10 billion. In its Chapter 11 filing, the company has for about $1.3 billion of crypto assets on its platform and $350 million in a so-called for benefit of customer account at Metropolitan. Holy shit, my brain just broke. Metropolitan Commercial Bank, in addition to its claim against Three Arrows, according to a separate statement. It also has more than $110 million in cash and owned crypto assets on hand. So, it has your crypto assets that it's now calling its own crypto assets, because that's what these pieces of shit do. Remember, when you give the keys to your car to this driver, he now owns your car. And we're starting to see a pump here again. We're now up to Bitcoin. We just hit 20,003 for a few seconds, just a second ago. So we're starting to see a little bit of a pump from the American market. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we're going to have a nice day. Ethereum, on the other hand, much smaller candle. Did get its pump up to, it looks like 1150 just recently, but I don't know. We'll pay attention to this, and we'll see what happens. But there we go. Whew. All right, so we are at we're not going to get there. We're not going to get there without some positivity in the market. There's got to be more positivity in this market than what we're getting right now. I just did. I set this thing permanently to these numbers right now, so we'll see how it plays out. Oh, and I got rid of my monkeys. All I have left is my lightning. Like and subscribe. and then this thing right here. This, by the way, I put this together so that I had something that I could put as an overlay, so that I could take screenshots and I would know exactly where like faces are and stuff like that, so I would know where to put stuff on my backer. Right, Oshi Vision is 6. Yeah, see, that seems like a lot, man. That seems, I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's, you know, maybe the development of the ecosystem is going to be paramount. But, you know, when I look at Ethereum runs on Ethereum. But the Ethereum ecosystem includes all of the hangers on, like Polygon, stuff like that. But, I mean, that's really for, like, layer 2 solutions. And Shibarium, if it's a layer 1... then the bone, the leash, all of those kind of things, like where does that leave SHIB? Why would I even bother buying SHIB? Like, what's the purpose of SHIB if everything else has a purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like, this ecosystem, as it expands, is just kind of, it seems to me, and all I am is a SHIB holder, by the way, so it seems to me like all these other tokens just kind of suck the oxygen out of the room. Like, that's the feeling that I get. So $43. All right, so let's see who decided to come online today. Oh my God, you gotta be shitting me. Jesus Christ. Okay, so what I've been reading about Shibarium, okay, a level 2. So it's also, like, it's just another Ethereum branch. And now Bone is the fee, right? Like, you pay with Bone for transactions like you would pay for Ethereum. So Bone is the transactional thing that you need for Shibarium, right? At least that's what I was hearing. But now, and I slept so late. I slept so late today. Like, when I got in, oh my goodness. Like, I had just walked in the door. Yeah, stop the dog treats and just vault it. See, somebody gets it. Now, how about this right here? I hope this is a good article. It can't be said often enough. Bitcoin is confusing. However, it's not complicated like a Rube Goldberg machine is complicated. It's just foreign and thus very misunderstood. It is a completely new thing. There's nothing to relate it to. Satoshi put in one of his posts. How about the language used in Bitcoin? Let's talk about some of the language. What do we use here? Let's get one thing out of the way. It's all numbers all the way down. Bitcoin does the one thing that all computers do, which is actually do two things. It takes certain numbers as input, does calculations, and presents the results of said calculation to someone else. In Bitcoin's case, this someone else is another node on the network, or multiple to be precise. When stripped down to its bare essentials, that's all there is to it, math and messages. So that's what we have, right? So the magic words are wallet. A wallet is a piece of software or hardware that makes it easier. We know what a wallet is. That's not... Come on, give us a good word here. A key. In the physical world, a key is used to open something. A key in Bitcoin is more like a pen, not an actual key. Granted, you can use your key to unlock stats that are locked by yourself or someone else, but still, no matter what metaphor you use, it will always fall short. Like, I thought this guy was going to address... Come on. Coins. What about yeets? What about jeets? What about YOLO? What about HODL? Come on now. Do these guys not even bother? Like, they don't even try. Like, these guys don't even try. You know what? I should do a video, and the video should be about things that you find. What is a jeet? And stuff like that. Like talk about real words that are coming to this space, and just do it like deadpan serious, like a jeet. What was his name? Pajit? Wasn't that the first guy? Well, let's take a look and let's see what the ecosystems are looking like while we're at it. Everything is green. Look at that. That is something that we have not seen in a very long time. So, it was my understanding from what we were saying it, the treat was going to be the reward that you would earn on Shibarium for validation. Satoshi Kusama Medium. Here we go. You read that correctly. Treat will launch as part of our ecosystem development as found in our wolf paper. Treat is a token that's been quietly in the design as we didn't want to rush another token into the ecosystem, and its use case must be well defined and outlined. Recently, the community did a vote that reserved the allocation of bone for the production of validators and processes within Shibarium, leaving a question for the community: what will be available for rewards for everyone else? For this, we have Treat. Treat will not only serve this purpose, but will derive rewards from the metaverse and the blockchain version of the Shiba collectible card game, as well as for helping to provide balance to Shi. And this is where we're going to have a problem, because Shi, which is the stablecoin, and you can see this right here. Needless to say, Shi is a concern after watching other stable tokens collapse and billions in dollars get wiped off the market completely. Poof, woof. So as for Shi, it's been independent development for a group of developers in our decentralized network. They've submitted a version of Shi that seems to avoid the issues found in other moonshots, while allowing Shi to be used to counter and balance payment that need to be done without market fluctuation. This will be an experimental protocol like everything decentralized that SHIB does. And like that feels like a disaster. They're telling you right now that they have an unstable protocol that they're going to unleash on people. I would not use, there's no circumstance in which I would put money in Shi right now. Absolutely not. When it launches, no way, unless it is dollar for dollar pegged the way that it should be and the way that it's supposed to be. I'm going to avoid that 100%. There's no way. All right, so Treat will benefit our current SHIB ecosystem holders greatly. The tokenomics will not disappoint. Lastly, we have reserved a limited supply of Treat for our most loyal breed members that have stuck with us for months and months, helping develop confidence to protect and grow the ecosystem with patience, energy, and support. They've gone through a lot to help us, the development team, finish the criteria that will allow us to fulfill Ryoshi's mission. It's pegged to 1 cent. Okay, that's probably easier to maintain than being pegged to $1, but still, it's going to, like, it's even telling you right here, we dare you, like you're really being dared right here to. It's an experimental protocol. It's like, I'm sure that the business model for this thing was, because it was perfect until it wasn't perfect, was Terra Luna and UST. So now what they're doing is they're taking this whole thing and they have to rework it because it didn't work out. So now, how do you fix this broken thing and turn it into something that actually works? And like that's going to be so tough. Like it's absolutely bonkers that that this is happening. So I don't know. I would not be involved. That's all I can say. Oh, then they're dealing with the fudder. Okay, look, we got a fudder. Extreme fudders, shadow cats. Over the past 6 months or so, our closest internal team, privy to our tactics, information, and secret aspects of our project, have left. Sometimes on good terms and other times on bad terms. All of them I wish the best in their new projects, all except one. To fudders who dox team members and threaten them or their families. There are many things I would say, but more importantly, I think you should ask yourself this. What is your goal? Is it to harm the project? No, Jesus Christ. Made mistakes and have spent too much time staring at Don Julio asking why fudders like you want to harm us. But ultimately, you must now look into your soul just as a... God damn. Alright, well, we're done with that crazy shit. That's psycho level stuff there. So, but listen, we're on a good... It looks like the market is reacting pretty well today. So now the question is, can we maintain this over the course of a day? Here's the ETH ecosystem. You can see right here, the ETH ecosystem is looking pretty healthy for the moment, except when you get down here, this is our realm of the woods, shitcoinville. As we start to zoom down in here, you're going to start finding all kinds of crazy tokens that you didn't normally look at, you didn't normally know, that are in this entire ecosystem. So those probably are not doing nearly as good. So I think everything is drama at this point, really. Like, all right, so our candle, which at one time looked really good, really nice, has now disintegrated all the way down into a little bitty one. So it looks like any of that good positive momentum that we were having to start the day off seems to have evaporated. We're still in good. It still looks like we're in a good spot, but the market, which was at 21, retraced a little bit, and so we went from 20,335 all the way down to 20,000, and now it looks like we're, maybe we'll pump it up. Bitcoin killed the longs. Good. Maybe. All right, anyway, we got to wrap this up a few minutes early today because I have to build a computer before somebody comes in, because they're coming for a computer and they're going to need one. So I'm going to wrap this up about 10 minutes early at the 8:50 hour. So, guys, it's not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right, and wish me luck on this computer because, God damn it, I hate this thing. Have a good day, guys, and we'll see you tonight for bedtime.